Am I the asshole for refusing to close our marriage for the sake of our children?
Close our... So y'all have an open relationship right now.
Mm-hmm.
Who the f opened it up in the first place?
Yeah, it feels like this is like one of the other stories we get, but now this time there's kids involved. He's like, well, I'll leave if we don't close it back up. Why did you open it? You just can't get no bitches.
I'm going to go not the asshole.
Yeah, I'm rocking with John.
Okay. Just
and
like that horse, baby.
There is an update as well on this one. Let's hop into it. 27 male, would say I'm a bit of an awkward guy. I think my outward appearances can be deceiving on that front. I do well in situations where there are well-established rules, like in work and business-related interactions. When it comes to romance, I feel like I fall a little flat. I talk too long about things someone might not care about on the first meeting. I ask too many questions, etc. My wife, 28 female, has been interested in opening up our relationship for a while. I was never against the idea, but she would continually say she wanted me to try looking as well. I was happy just letting her have her own fun, but she said she only wanted to open things up if I was going out and meeting people too.
I'm so jealous, bro.
Jealous?
Just like there's no way I would just be like, yeah, I want you to have your fun. I'd be like, I think we're done. Then.
I thought you were like, I'm so jealous of this relationship.
Oh, no.
Nancy,
I would just
are you
be
gonna
too
have to
jealous.
have a conversation with Sean right now?
No. I would just be way too jealous to be in one of these. I don't know how people... I'm just so regular, vanilla.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just...
I can't do it,
As soon as they'd be like, I'd like to open it, I'd be like, I can't. No, there's no way.
I'm throwing hands every day. Like, who the fuck are you talking to?
Yeah.
You're going to come back finding me crying every night.
Yeah. I'm fine with her having her fun. I don't think so.
No, I'm just be in a shower crying the whole time. I feel so empty.
God.
She wanted me going out and meeting other people too. And I did. Meet someone, that is. He, 31 male, is everything. He's witty and smart. He's got a biting sense of humor that I'm genuinely obsessed with. He's quiet and deliberate with his actions, and I'm just really overjoyed with the fact that I'm finally feeling understood by someone. He seems to actually enjoy sex with me in an innovative way that I didn't even consider possible 6 months ago. But more than that, hell yeah. But more than that, he seems to actually enjoy being with me, getting to know me more as a person. My wife was having fun. I've gotten a lot of fulfillment out of this and gained a lot of confidence. That's why it was such a shock to me when she came to me and said she wanted to close our marriage again. She said this was a temporary arrangement and she wanted to get serious about having children soon. Every time I think about agreeing to that, it feels like I'm losing something really important, like I'm shutting down the significant piece of myself. I eventually told her no, I'm not interested in closing our relationship, and now she's accusing me of being selfish and not caring about our future children. So am I the asshole?
Nah. So wait, so there's not even any children in this scenario.
No, there's no children yet.
Future
Hell
children.
no. You wanted OP to go fuck around and find out. They did. And they found out they can have a good time too. You're the one that kept urging them to do it. You're the one that wanted to keep the open relationship. And now you want to close it? Girl, you ain't getting no dick appointments or what? Nah, you deserve this shit, bro. Let OP have their fun.
Here's what I'm thinking. Thinking a John type plot twist. John is usually good with these.
Oh, okay. I
think she might be pregnant.
Yes,
right
that's
now,
what I was thinking.
As we're talking.
Yes.
And she's just like, we got to close it and we got to start making babies immediately.
Immediately.
Like, wait, when did we start talking about kids at all?
That is juicy, Sean.
Yeah, I'm on my John type shit today.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, that she is conniving, I bet.
Because it's out of nowhere.
Yeah.
We got to close it.
Think of the children.
Our future children.
Our future children.
That don't exist yet and won't be yours either. So but yeah, I the other possibility I'm thinking is that she actually sees OP falling for someone else and is becoming jealous. Possibly. That is also the other scenario that is.
This is why, like, we always say with these stories that come up, also, we're just like, there's no fucking way any of us can. But like, yeah, it has to be, you got to get like some sort of like contract exactly written out, because there's just so many like, well, we didn't see this coming. I feel like you could. They're mostly the same stuff every single time of these stories. You could see some stuff coming.
Yeah.
So you gotta have it.
Well, it's crazy that she's like in no way in her like encouraging him to get out there was she like, this is temporary.
Yeah.
Like,
no.
And now she's like, no, that was temporary. We got to have kids now.
And just like that first story, y'all got to have more check-ins with each other.
Yeah.
True.
If you see your partner starting to gain a little bit more confidence and you want to pull that out of their rug, bro, I just feel like you kind of fucked up in this scenario. It's like you should start appreciating them more. That's probably why you don't want them being happy.
Exactly.
Maybe just get a divorce. You know
At this point,
probably where it should be.
And Nick Miller, you get one wife. Why? I don't know.
Reddit deemed not the asshole. There were a couple comments here. So commenter 1 said, what I took away from this is that you don't feel understood even by your wife. And she doesn't like to have sex with you. Pending further information, I would say you guys are not meant for each other. Don't bring kids into this.
Yep.
Amicable separating before your kids is the kindest thing for both of you.
And the kindness for the potential kids that you shouldn't bring in this world if there's no love and you're not ready to have them.
To which OP responded to that and said, I don't necessarily think my wife doesn't enjoy sex with me, but I don't always come away from it feeling particularly good about myself. So it's not like I'm being berated or told I'm not doing things right, but I'm also not getting much verbal feedback at all. On the other hand, sex with him makes me feel confident. I feel a new appreciation for my body afterwards. Not sure if that's totally bizarre. He verbalizes a lot more than she does. And then this is where I feel weird all over again because comparing the two of them feels wrong and disrespectful. And then commenter 2 says, does it feel wrong because it's disrespectful or because you feel like you should feel that way and you don't? It seems to me like you may be feeling like your man is your man, but that you made a promise to your wife and you have to keep that, even though she's becoming less and less your woman. People change and that's okay. Even if you were 100% in agreement with having an open relationship, things changed between the two of you when it started. To me, your words for your man drip with love and appreciation, but you only seem to have friendly affection for your wife. That's just what I'm reading. I'm not trying to say that's how you feel, just what I see. To which OP comments and said, I'm not a jealous person at all. I would never have agreed to this arrangement if I was.
You're a better person than
like
we
us.
ever would be.
Could never be me.
Not better, just different.
Yeah.
I mean, the way I would go.
I mean,
crazy.
but we have also said we're all kind of pieces of shit.
Yeah. That being said,
I used to be a real piece of shit.
Used to be real.
I still am.
You think this is a slick back?
This is pushed back.
That being said, there are times when I feel like, damn, I would very much like to make some sort of show of commitment to him that says, this is mine, do not approach, to everyone else, which makes me feel a little crazy, to be honest.
Quite the opposite of open.
Yeah.
Sounds very exclusive to me.
Yeah, sounds very close.
And then the final question OP responds to is OP's guy interested in having a relationship with him? OP responds and said, we've never specifically talked about that. I've been reluctant to. It's nerve-wracking. We have had conversations about how crazy it is that things fell into place when we met. Like, whoa, suddenly you're one of the most important people in my life. Suddenly I have clothes and toothbrushes in your apartment and I'm snoozing my alarm to stay in bed with you for a little longer. I've never been that type of person. Life is weird. So
y'all getting
that was the comments.
Lot closer. I think
know.
y'all. I
sounds...
think OP, you just got to split with your wife at this point.
Yeah,
I think so. Right?
Again, I don't know shit about open relationships.
Same.
I just could never. But it sounds like
that's very intimate.
Divorce is probably the option.
Yeah,
I feel like most of these open relationship stories we get is just a fuck, and it sounds like there's a lot more going on here.
Yeah, and I will say, like his statement earlier about being like, I want to make him mine and only mine.
Yeah,
is like, okay, so you're not really into the open relationship. He just fulfills everything your wife doesn't.
Yeah,
is what it seems like to me.
Yeah,
that and it sounds like you're very emotionally invested in this person already, and kind of like what Sean said. Again, this is a dumbass who doesn't understand really the concept of open relationships. It's no longer just a fuck anymore.
Yeah, at this point.
Yeah, that's a full blown relationship you have with that other person.
Yeah. And there is an update 5 days later. So the last few days have been really emotionally exhausting. The first question I had to sit with was not whether I'd be happier in a relationship with my new partner. It was, would I be happier without my wife? I never wanted to go into this conversation with him feeling like this was a one or the other situation.
Mm-hmm.
Talking to him without a decision would make me feel disingenuous. It would be a dick move to everyone involved. Like if he said no, then I had my wife waiting in the wings.
Yeah.
To me, that said neither relationship really mattered to me. In my mind, there was only two options for how things would go when we spoke. I would either be ending things with him for my marriage, or I would be ending things with my wife. There was no taking a leap of faith, then crawling back to her with my tail between my legs. The conclusion I came to is that I'm just not fulfilled in my marriage. I'm also having these complicated feelings kind of cycling through, like anger at her for opening our marriage at all and pulling me out of our comfort zone, while also feeling grateful for what it's taught me. A common theme in the comments on my last post was, once the door has been opened, it can't be closed. And that's true. I can't go back to not knowing how it felt to be understood and listened to. I can't unknow this feeling of trust, so I told her that I'm unhappy and I'm going to be looking into separation options. I had a conversation with my guy and it went really well. I was just open and honest with him about how I feel, that he gives me things I've never had and never known I could have. He said some really sweet things that are just for me and not for the internet. There are no well-rounded ways to end the story yet. I have a lot more conversations to have. There's also so much more I want to say, yet so many emotions that I'd like to get down into words. But this is already very long. I just wanted to come on and give a little update for those of you who were wondering. Probably the best case scenario, for both of them. She can find someone who fulfills her in a relationship, and he has this guy that seemingly fulfills him. So
unless she is pregnant and she's like, oh no,
that was my lifeline.
Yeah, you better find out the partner you got pregnant with.
True. Maybe he's open to having an open relationship.
Gosh, every one of these stories, I'm just like,
can't do it.
Can't
do it.
Could not be me for sure.
Man, I would be distraught. I would be fucking distraught, bro. Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. That's not what you're into.
Yeah,
I'm into.
I mean, I'm not trying to shame anybody. I'm just saying, like, that would be so tough for me.
Get therapy.